Where'd you see comments coming in? If it did,
I had seen it in the screenshots of the.
Okay, they
developer
showed
app,
that it. Okay.
and it looked pretty much like what you showed me.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the same type of API and layout and all that.
All right. We'll see if anything comes in. All right. Well, I appear to be live because we've got one viewer. Yeah. All right. Hello, singular, lonely viewer. Well, you're not lonely. You're here with me, Madamour, of the Link Newspaper 99 Media. So I'm trying I'm going app crazy today. Trying all the different live streaming apps I can to experiment with it. This one is one that I just learned about 5 minutes ago called Live on YouTube, which, if it does what it purports to do in its title, could be pretty good. So yeah, just experimenting with the different options. Thanks very much for joining me. So I hear rumors that this app can show me comments coming in, because that's kind of a deal breaker. I like to keep this interactive and have people participate. So if you can, dear singular viewer, put something in the chat, comment, anything at all. Please put that in there so I can see if anything shows up, and that will help me determine future live streaming options and whether this will be among them. So, we are currently on the intersection of Hochelaga and Desjardins, here at this teachers group protest. The FAE, Fédération Autonome de l'Enseignement, organized this protest in support of teachers, 34,000 French public school teachers among its members who do not yet have a contract signed with the provincial government, the Liberal government of Philippe Couillard here in Quebec. So we've got a lot of teachers, union members, parents, students, people from all walks of life here today participating in this march that's been going on for a while now. How long has this been going on, you think? About an hour 15 minutes?
Easy, yeah?
Yeah. So going at a...
Going on 3, so...
Yeah.
We started maybe half an hour, 1:30.
Yeah, so people gathered in a public market at about a little before 1 p.m. We heard some speeches from different union members and concerned parents and so on. And the march started proper at about, I'd say, 1:30, yeah. So we're coming up on about an hour and a half of marching. Things going at a relatively slower pace, given the number of people that we have. And, these aren't just vigorous, youthful, university-aged people running along like they don't have a care. Well, I mean, they do have a care. They always have a care. That's kind of the point. So yeah, tried a little live stream on InstaLively a little earlier, which is another Android app that supposedly streams directly to the YouTube live channel, much like this one is supposed to do. So I'm gonna go back a little bit later and compare the quality, see what the difference is. So far, I like this one in that it has a customizable resolution. So before you start the stream, you can set it to whatever resolution you'd like, up to 720p, which is a lot of P's. I'm currently at 480, which is fewer P's, but still enough, I think. But it all comes down to the bit rate. It all comes down to how much compression you have, because you can have a 1080p stream at a low bit rate, and it's going to look like a butt, which is not good. So this one's pretty good. You've got some options. You can turn your flash on, mute your mic, things like that. So I do see the viewer count, but so far I don't see anything indicating that we have comments coming in. So that's going to be the deciding factor for me, is how customizable it is in terms of interacting with the audience, which I like to do. So if anybody who's on the stream right now would like to send me a quick message, if they have the option to put something in the chat, and let me know if the video and audio quality is all right, and that'll also tell me if I'm able to see comments coming in. This is just a test. We have a second viewer, viewer number 2. Welcome. We're having a party here. I think we're rapidly approaching the 90-minute mark for this particular march. Teachers union-led protest. Oh my goodness, look at that, a comment from Eileen Woods saying vid is great. Thank you so much for the comment, Eileen. I now know that there is life on the stream, and that I'm not just talking to myself. Thank you very much, appreciate it. Alright, so since I know people are able to hear me and interact with me, I guess I'll do a little bit more commentary. So, where we are in beautiful Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Here on this lovely mild Saturday. The weather's about -5 Celsius. I don't, off the top of my head, don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but nice and mild. It was snowing rather heavily earlier, but that's died down. People are in good spirits. So as I was saying earlier, this is a protest, a march that was organized by the FAE, or the Fédération Autonome de l'Enseignement, which roughly translates to the Independent Federation for Teachers. And the sort of tagline for the protest today was people assembling for a massive reinvestment in public education. So that's what the spirit of today's event is all about. A lot of budget cuts affecting all kinds of public services in Quebec, public education among them. So we got a question here from Eileen. Is it cold there? I'm in Ohio. Yeah, I guess Ohio knows something about cold winters, and we've had unseasonably warm winter so far in Montreal. Around this time in January, you would usually be expecting something like, I don't know, -20 Celsius at the least. But that is not what we've been getting. So today, -5 degrees. So yeah, but pleasantly mild, and it seems to agree with the people assembled here today. Here we have Montreal's iconic and poorly conceived and constructed Olympic Stadium, for you history buffs. Constructed in haste for the 1976 Olympics that took place here. And now the home of the occasional sporting event, conference, or concert. So that's where we are right now. So we've been marching now for about an hour and a half. People assembled at about 1 p.m. In a public market near here. We heard some speeches from organizers and people within the FAE, the Independent Federation for Teachers. So that group in particular has not signed any new contract or resolved any disputes with Quebec's Liberal government. So they are still protesting. They're still in anti-austerity protest mode. A lot of the discourse that I've seen coming out of this organization the main discourse we've had coming out of the organization as to why it did not sign on to any new contracts or agreements with the government is that the proposed salary increases that I think average out to about 9.5%, they basically said that would not be enough to keep up with inflation and the rising cost of living over the 5 years that those increases have been proposed. So they are still going back to the negotiating table. And I spoke to a representative from the FAE recently who told me that the plan is to have some form of protest or some kind of gathering once every 2 weeks to keep the organization visible. And that can take the form of the kind of protest that we see here today, sort of a surprise occupation of a government building or interrupting a ministerial conference. So that kind of action is what's being proposed by the FAE. And today it's taking the form of a pretty large protest, given that we're a Saturday afternoon and people like to kick back and relax. But instead they're marching now for about 90 minutes in the relative cold. So we've got a question here from Don Getcott. Sorry if I butchered that name, but we have a question here. I don't French and I have no audio. What's the protest about? So I don't know if you mean that you're not hearing the audio from me speaking, but I'll try to answer your question anyways. And so as I was saying, the protest is in support of teachers' unions that are still trying to get what they see as an equitable and fair new contract with the provincial government here in Quebec. There have been many cuts to public services, including public education, and many people feel that the salary increases or the lack thereof that teachers have been facing over the years needs to change. The other thing that we heard a lot about today was not just about increasing the salaries for teachers, but also increasing the spending on certain programs. Particularly today, we heard about the importance of investing in special needs education, so making sure that students with special needs have access to the kinds of professionals and in-class resources that would allow them to flourish. So that's another dimension of what we heard of today. So we heard from the perspective of teachers, from the perspective of union organizers, and from parents as well, talking about the importance of, as I said earlier, the tagline for today, a massive reinvestment in public education. So sorry, Don, I'm not able to type any description, so if you come back and watch this, you'll see that I am answering your question, but unfortunately I'm not able to type it out. So that's how I'm limited right now. So I think that the protest is coming to an end. People are dispersing, and we're back here at Viau Metro, subway station here near the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. So we marched for a little over 90 minutes, a little bit more than an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 minutes. The itinerary, the path of the march was provided to police because we did have police officers who were blocking off key intersections to restrict the flow of traffic along the protest route. No riot cops on the ground, which is usually what you'll see at these larger union organized protests. They don't put boots on the ground because I suppose there's no expectation that things are going to get out of hand. So everything's relatively peaceful here. No incidents with police. People marched for about an hour, 45 minutes. and we're in high spirits. So I'm going to be cutting off the stream in a little bit. If there are any further questions, comments, or anything you'd like to say about what you saw here in our, albeit brief time, 16 minutes of streaming on this service here, live on YouTube. Again, I'm just experimenting with different live streaming apps for my Android mobile device, trying to gauge the relative quality and pluses and minuses of each one. This one's pretty good. I'm going to go back and check out the quality and compare it to what I've seen in other ones. So yeah, anything you'd like to say at the last minute? Eileen, how's it going in Ohio? What's up with Ohio? How's the weather? So I'll do the last minute plugs while we're waiting to see if anybody else has anything to say. Follow me on Twitter at Matt Damour. My Twitter handle is in the title of this stream, or at least it should be. So go ahead and give me a follow, please. And as always, check out the website for the publication that I write for, which is thelinknewspaper.ca, and also 99media.org for more protest coverage and coverage of Montreal's anti-austerity scene, protests, all kinds of stuff. Eileen was saying it's getting cold in Ohio. I don't doubt it. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, usually I would have expected by this time in January to be well below about the minus 20 mark during the day. But and then with the wind chill, that usually gets sometimes ridiculous at about minus 50 Celsius. Which, yeah. Anyways, I ain't complaining, and people weren't today either. All right, well, Eileen, I very much appreciate you putting some stuff in the chat, and to everybody else who participated, letting me know that I can read the comments in the chat. Very much appreciated, and it will lead to me making an informed decision about what live streaming app I'm going to keep using. So thanks very much for watching. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna caution to do this. I'm gonna try to switch the camera to the front-facing camera, see if that works. Because 9 times out of 10, regardless of the app, once I switch from the rear to the front camera, the app will crash. I've had that happen with Ustream, with Periscope, with all kinds of... So let's see if I can do this and you can get a look at my my visage. And if not, thanks for watching. Hey, look at that. It's me. All right, so that seems to work, which is nice. I'm actually a little warm. Eileen saying thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, and I'm going to be putting more information about future streams, and I'm going to be putting a video together in HD. That's high definition to you and me, sort of giving you an idea of what happened here today. Yeah, follow me on Twitter for more updates on that stuff. Check out the linknewspaper.ca for continuing coverage, and also 99media.org. Thanks very much for watching. Matt Damour signing out.